lot of people often come up in the street and say, hey Leigh, you're from Hellers, how do you glaze a ham? Well, I tell you what, I don't have a clue. But joining me now is Fraeona Heller from Hellers. How do you prepare and glaze a ham?
Well, when you're looking at your ham, you've got this whole big piece of rind.
So we're going to try and remove that rind, are we?
We're going to try and do it. You want to release the rind from around the hock, so that creates a wee collar. You can do it in a lovely decorative way, which I've already pre-done. Some nice little diamond shapes that come round here. Or you can just literally go like that with your knife. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to basically go around the edge of the rind, about 1 centimetre in, maybe ½ an inch, really pushing up hard against the rind, because underneath that is all the gold, that's all the fat.
Yeah, because a lot of people, myself included, might think that it was actually the rind that would get all crispy once it's been glazed. It's actually the fat and the meat below, right?
That's right, yeah. And I think some people do make that mistake. They just kind of do the diamond pattern across here, and then that's as chewy as anything. So follow the edge of the rind just to free it up. I'm just going to bring in some warm water, because the idea is that you sort of want to have your hands slightly more warmed up so the fat releases off to the rind and you don't pull all the fat.
Yeah, this is what I was trying to explain to the guy on the street when he asked me, and it was quite hard to explain this part of it.
Super hard.
Yeah.
I'm just using that side of my finger. Basically, you're peeling that back.
Yeah, so sort of you don't want to rush, do you?
You don't want to go like this, because you'll literally rip all the beautiful fat off. So...
Somewhere for you. Ooh, thank you. All right, so we've removed the rind. What's the next step?
We are going to create a beautiful diamond pattern. So we just start by basically...
How thick would you be going down again?
Well, this is the thing. You only want to go about 3/4 of the way down, because you don't want to cut into the meat. Because if you cut into the meat, it basically releases all the fat off it and they break off. So you kind of need to eyeball this really, and it's a feel thing. Like some of that's a lot thinner. You can't really go wrong. I mean, you know, you're kind of gliding your knife across.
Yeah.
But you've got these cloves which we're going to stab into it, and that kind of acts as like a little anchor and keeps the fat on. That was a bit of a fatter area, so I've gone down a bit further.
Okay, now we come back the other way.
Now we're going to go this way.
I always imagine like little squares on a chocolate bar or something, that kind of grid pattern, or a Rubik's Cube, perhaps.
Rubik's Cube, yeah. So there we have it.
And Fraeona, the whole point of doing this, of course, is what, to get the heat in there and so it all crisps up?
Yeah, the idea is that when you cook it, the heat permeates in, breaks open the fat, and basically you are basting the glaze probably every 20 minutes. So we're going to put some cloves on this now. You want them with quite long stalks.
As you say, they're acting like nails in a way, holding that fat.
You're just literally sticking it in the middle of each square. And again, this is a labour of love.
This is probably the most time-consuming part, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is. It's actually something that's quite fun to get everyone involved if you've got children, and they can actually do it for you. And then you can go and have a cup of tea while they...
Nice.
I quite enjoy it. It's, I don't know, therapeutic maybe, is that the word?
Could be. Could be. It's one word for it. Well, there you go. That's the last of the cloves. That was an intense little job, that one. And now it's time for glazing?
Yes, we're going to glaze top of the ham. Yep.
Okay.
Awesome. So, if you can put it on a drip tray and put a bit of water into the bottom of the tray, it keeps the ham nice and moist while it's cooking, first and foremost, but secondly, it stops it from being totally caramelised from all of the glaze dripping down and burning the bottom of the tray. Okay, so this is just a basic brown sugar glaze. It's a beautiful glaze. It's actually quite American, this glaze.
Really, what's in it? Is it, you say sugar, is it honey?
Yeah, so it's made up of honey, brown sugar, orange juice, ground cloves and ground cinnamon, and that's it. And basically you just throw it. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? And all you need to do is basically put it in the saucepan, all the ingredients, and boil it for about 4 or 5 minutes, and then it's done.
Okay.
So it's super easy. The first time you do it, you're literally just doing a beautiful bit of coverage all over the ham, all over the fat, and then you're going to stick it in the oven, and basically you've got a preheated oven to about 150, 160 degrees, and you're going to cook this for a couple of hours. Slow and low is the key.
Because if you have it too hot, is there a risk of maybe all that sugar caramelising, burning?
Yeah, I mean, you want it to burn a little bit because it's caramelising, but you don't want it to be completely black, obviously. So, and you will find, depending on your oven and its efficiency, you'll get some burn spots. So you might just want to move it round through it so it doesn't burn in one corner. A lovely thing to do is to actually just lightly glaze that side, because that actually caramelises up and it's actually quite delicious. And people think, oh, that's all dry and yucky, I'll just cut that bit off. But actually, you'll see how beautiful that looks and how caramelised it is. So you don't need
sheen on it.
Yeah, a beautiful sheen on it. And the other thing just to remember is, don't keep basting that. You just want to baste that. So that's already done, it's been sealed. This is what we want to baste. So you can see the glaze is seeping in between all the diamonds, and that's what you want.
I remember when I went to chef school in Paris, they always said you can never glaze too much.
No, you can't.
You can never overglaze.
I totally agree with
Is
that.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I just made that up.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. So okay, great.
Yeah, so we're going to throw it in the oven and start cooking it for our guests. A lot of people make the mistake of just glazing it, whacking it in the oven for 2 hours and forgetting about it. But it's super, super important that you baste and baste and baste and baste.
And rebaste.
And rebaste. Well, there you have it. That's how you decorate a Hella's ham. And for further tips on how to do that and more glaze recipes, you head to our website.
Beautiful. Thank you. How long is it going to take?